One night, after listening intently to his father's story about the Magnet Mountain, little Sinbad fell asleep. He began dreaming of majestic sailing ships and ports crowded with goods. Suddenly he found himself in a world completely different from the one he knew. Sinbad saw himself standing on the shore of a wonderfully beautiful island. The sand was soft. The clear blue water gently touched it, and palm trees grew on the island, leaning one on the other, and colorful flowers were spreading everywhere with an aromatic scent filling the air. With eager steps, little Sinbad began to wander around the island. He had barely taken a few steps before he came across a parrot with feathers colored in the colors of the rainbow. The parrot greeted Sinbad with clear words and said, "Welcome to the island of dreams, boy." Sinbad was surprised at first, but the parrot quickly reassured him and introduced himself as eloquent. The parrot Fassa told Sinbad about the wonders of the island and promised him that he would help him discover its secrets. While Fassa accompanied Sinbad on his tour, they were joined by a playful monkey named Fairuz who was swinging between the tree branches, and a beautiful white horse with silky hair called Barak. Fassa led them to the heart of the island, where they found a majestic palace built of shiny stones. The palace seemed to be made of gold and silver and decorated with strange engravings and drawings. Sinbad entered the palace, astonished by what he saw with his new friends. The rooms were filled with precious treasures of chests filled with sparkling jewels and rare pieces the likes of which they had never seen before. Sinbad decided to keep a dagger encrusted with rubies and a golden watch that played the most beautiful tunes. Sinbad immersed himself in a world of imagination as he acted like a prince on this magical island. He played with Fairuz the monkey and rode on the back of Barak the white horse while holding the ornate dagger and imagining himself as a commanding knight. But suddenly a huge sound rang out that terrified everyone. The entire palace shook and dust flew from its walls. An atmosphere of fear and anticipation prevailed for a moment. Then Sinbad and his friends ran looking for the source of the sound. When they reached a large hall in the middle of the palace, they almost fainted from what they saw. They found a huge dragon standing in front of them. His body was covered with shiny scales and his eyes were like clouds that radiated evil. He was spewing fire from his mouth and striking the ground with his tail with such force that the palace would tremble. Sinbad screamed in fear as he waited for a solution to be suggested by Fairuz the monkey, who was also trembling. Little Sinbad tried to retreat, but the dragon advanced towards him with frightening slowness. He remembered his father's stories about terrifying monsters and lost hope of survival. At that critical moment, Fassa the parrot moved quickly as he flew high above the dragon's head. He began to peck him on the head and ears forcefully. The dragon became angry at the parrot's audacity and issued an angry roar.